Welcome back, beautiful souls. Channel your light, own your intuitive. Every time I say channel, it's like this, like it's not clear and concise. It kind of rolls. And I feel like that's a very specific message for somebody on here, because I've noticed whoever this message is for, you are dealing with a lot of sacral energy and very snake energy in the sacral area. And somebody almost has like a lisp, I want to say. That's not a judgment, it's an observation. So sacral energy is creativity, sensuality, sexuality. It's also past lives, money. There's so much encompassed in this sacral of the lower, and is sticking out for me really, really strongly as well for whoever this message is for. So take that as it resonates. That's just a very specific validation. And I really want to get some cards, but I don't have any cards here with me at my office space here. So I feel like that's also an attunement, or rather a redirecting to confirm for somebody about utilizing, maybe it's tarot cards or something to that effect. Wow. And this, whoever's energy this is, I feel like you might feel scattered. Like there's like this mixing. There's something to do with the tongue. Whoa. The tongue, the teeth, the mouth, something in that aspect that feels off. You're bridging a gap, or maybe you have a bridge in your mouth. I don't even know if that exists. A bridge, a bridge in the mouth. But the mouth, I have Kali Kapali here. The mouth is a bridge, right? Speaking our words into existence. The mouth is a bridge that bridges the gap between your internal world and your external world as a projection. So whoever this message is for, they're asking you, I want to go to the jaw too. There's just something about the jaw and relinquishing the jaw, removing the jaw. That's so interesting. Okay, there's something about the jaw. This kind of an energy, it's not your typical, you are not going to find a reason logically or in the external world that aligns with the experience that you're going through, or things that you're trying to logically make sense of it. And you're not going to be able to. There are some things where there is no logical thing that makes sense for what you're experiencing. And that's because there is a spiritual essence to it. There are some things that happen in physical form that we never discover what the reason is. But there is so many multiple spiritual modalities going through with it. Spirit, why are we tuning into this energy, and why is it so dominant? They're saying red, root chakra, destabilization that allows for a deeper depth or core of you to be unearthed or cracked open. So they're showing me, I'm seeing jewels, diamonds, but the diamond is not a pure, clear white diamond. I'm seeing the root diamond, the jewel, and I'm hearing the 3 jewels. So I feel like we're bridging a couple of things. So maybe you're a jeweler. Maybe you love jewelry. Maybe diamonds are your thing. Diamonds are a girl's best friend. That's a song that's playing with that. Maybe that's what it attributes to. Take it as it resonates. But the message for this is very clear. You've had a root destabilization, which actually blows apart the sacral chakra, because I want you to think about the sacral is sitting on top of the root foundation. If your sacral, for example, your relationship with money or with love or any of those things, I have Venus here who's saying you are being asked to demand what you need from yourself, taking care of yourself, saying this is what I genuinely need, and actually giving it to yourself. For some of you, and whoever this is with the whole jaw thing, teeth, tongue, mouth, speaking your world into existence as the bridge, you have silenced yourself and denied yourself of what you actually need and settled. Listen, friends, Venusian energy is coming in saying we are done with settling. We are done with half contracts, half lives, half joy, half safety. We're done with all these half things. You're either moving into all of you, or you're going to stay at half mast. And I feel like going to half mass is never going to get you to the destination you're looking for. However, correction, they're saying bullseye in the room. That is a truth. But what is also a truth is you can either go at full mass or you can go at half mass. And if you're choosing to go at half mass, your journey is going to be so much longer. When are you going to be all in for you? I have somebody's grandmother here. When are you going to be all in for you, sweetheart? This is for a feminine. Very clear. Your grandmother is asking you a question. It's a rhetorical question. She's asking you this question. When are you going to be all in for you? She's showing me you sending your energy out to all kinds of other people, sharing, smiling, kindness, like just offering all these things that help other people stabilize. It's like you bring this sparkly diamond joy to others. And they're asking you, the grandmothers are asking you, when are you going to give that to you? When are you going to say, if I can radiate it out to others, why would I not fill myself with it? Then it triples what you radiate out to others without taking from you. So it's almost like instead of you giving to others from your overflow, this beautiful diamond energy within you, they're saying we need to talk about the black diamond because it has to do with the core, and that's why you were seeing the red jewel. Okay, so instead of you going back to this, I'm seeing the great and full cup from a oracle deck, the 7 energies oracle deck. So that's what I'm intuitively saying. The cup that is great and full is overflowing. It is bejeweled or bedazzled, if you want to call it that. It's surrounding your fullness of this great and full cup of love, of sacred reverence for the self, of rest and replenishment, of having exactly what you need. That allows you to give to people from the overflow rather than you taking yourself and dumping yourself, your cup. She's showing me this grandmother, whose ever grandmother this is, that here's the cup of you. And instead of you maintaining your flow and your fullness and replenishing yourself and restoring yourself and giving everything to you that you need, instead of giving from that overflow into others, you've been pouring parts of yourself into other people, leaving yourself empty. I'm seeing a gas fuel on a car and it's literally on empty. So perhaps you're on empty. That's probably a confirmation for somebody on here. If you're feeling on empty, it's time to replenish yourself. It's time to give yourself all the things that you have been giving out. It's time to come back to your balance. It's time to call all pieces of yourself back into yourself, and all the love you give to others, it's time to give it to you. All the joy you give to others, it's time to give that to you. All the times that you give other people what they need, you're a helper. All the times that you've given other people what they need, now is the time for you to give you what you need, because you are just as important as all those other people. In fact, you are of a much greater help to all those other people when you give to you, because you matter just as much as they do. And this is, they're saying call to action, call to action. This is a call to action. Your grandmother says, when are you going to give and go all in for you, your desires, your dreams, what you need, what you want, when you need to rest, when you want to play, when you want to explore life? This is a choice point for somebody on here, and I'm seeing crossroads. This is a crossroads for you, and it's a complete destabilization of the root chakra. You will have to go against everything that you were told you were. Oh, you are going against everything that you were told that you were. That is not an easy feat, my friends. And yet, this is, I'm seeing bow and arrow. Whew, that's the target. You have to go against everything that you were told you were in order to give to you. So whoever this is, you've likely spent your life being conditioned and taught to give to others, that your value comes from making other people happy. These are the dynamics or conditioning that's coming into play. I see the rooster with this, so take that. Oh, I see a rooster. I also see a koala. So koala bear and a rooster. Take it how it resonates for you. Maybe you're a year of the rooster in Chinese astrology. Koala makes me feel like it's maybe Australia or something to that effect. Take it how it resonates, friends. That's not for everybody, but a very clear confirmation for somebody on here that this message is for you. Don't forget, we're coming here. Venus is direct. There's a huge shift of energy. I feel like the entire month of April has been shift after shift after shift of massive planetary systems and aspects. And these impact us. The impact says Venus, the impact of me going direct in alignment with this whole shift with all the other planetary systems, not to mention that Mercury is going to be shifting into Aries earlier or later on this week. These are significant. You're going to be able to say something and speak out loud and say, this is what I need, that you've never done before. Whoever this is, I'm feeling the throat chakra. You have to go against everything that you were told you were to engage in a dynamic that is truly you, the core of you. When you have unwrapped, unfurled, unveiled, touched and held and sat in the very core frequency of who you are, anyone that is unable to even fathom what the core of them is or the depth of them or have any self-awareness or self-consciousness, you're not going to align with them and people will fall away. And that's not a bad thing. You're here to literally explore, expand, and explode. I'm seeing cosmically in the sky, when a star explodes or when a supernova, I'm seeing some kind of supernova in the sky. So maybe that's happening currently. I'm hearing, yes, there is a supernova coming or something exploding in the cosmic skies. And I don't mean like fireworks. I mean in the star systems. That's where this is occurring. It's almost like a new galaxy is created or something to that effect. It's that huge. That's what you're here to do with the core frequency of who you are, why you've been here on this earth plane, why you felt like you don't belong, why you give to others, why the structures kind of spit you out. This is why. It's because you need to pour into you. This core frequency that you came here to be is authentically and totally you. And that means you saying, this is what I need in this moment. And if you cannot give that to me, that is totally okay. But I need to move down this pathway. Your job is to fulfill you. Your mission is to explore you. Everybody's mission always begins with them. What's my soul purpose? What's my soul mission? You are it. You are your soul purpose. You are your soul mission. You are the soul that is calling back all of the fragments from all the multiple incarnations. You're calling back to realign the energy, to realign the energy of you. In doing so, everyone's soul purpose and soul mission must inherently come from the core of who they are, working on who they are, loving who they are, expanding who they are, and being who they truly are. So this route, I feel like we've touched on a lot of different things. This feels like a journey. They're showing me the hills and the valleys. This has been like a journey for you, up the hills, down the valleys, up the hills, down the valleys. And you've just been doing this. And I'm hearing life is worth living for you. Life is worth living. It's song lyrics. Oh, I can't remember what song that is though. Sorry, friends. I'm hearing the lyric, but it's just so, it's like in and out. It's not tuned directly in. And Spirit says that is the message. Got it. That is the message. The idea or concept that life is worth living. Sometimes you tune into it when you're at the top of the hills, but when you're in the valleys, you're tuned out. Life is not worth living. It's like you haven't really tuned completely and entirely to the frequency of life is worth living and being all in for your life. Like just committing to living your life completely and entirely, going with the flow of the beauty of your journey. You're not quite tuned into that. It's like it's going through the interference when you go through hills and valleys listening to the radio, you know, when a half station comes in and then it's got interference. That's the same with us. We are channels. We are all conduits. We are all channels. We are all vessels of a specific frequency, and we can tune to any frequency. We can align to any frequency. We can shift to any frequency that we choose to, as long as we know that we have the power to do that. But only if you know, and now you know, so you can't say you don't know. It is an active conscious choice that you get to put into play. And again, I'm feeling this person in the mouth energy, the tongue, the sliding, the slipping, the lisping, kind of like an energy. Take it how it resonates, but this is just a confirmation. We're trying to tune your frequency. Sorry, correction. They're saying bullseye in the room. oh, okay. Bullseye in the room. The divine is trying to tune you, to tune your frequency to that life is worth living. And you will only feel that way if you begin to live for you instead of living for everybody else and denying yourself half of who you are. That's what it's coming through as. You're denying yourself of half of who you are. This is a really, really big, strong message for somebody on here. I'm like, you know, bullseye in the room, hitting a ball out of the park. It's scoring a goal. It's shooting a basket from the half point. There's all these different nuances or aspects. Notice that they're utilizing games. They're saying that's the game of life. If you do not feel like life is worth living, you're playing the game at half mass. Whereas you can go from that half mass and shoot the hoops. Maybe one of you play basketball. Maybe you have a connection to basketball. For one of you, you have a loved one who was really into basketball and they're popping in to say hello to you. Whoever that's for, a loved one who was all into basketball. That was their jam. That was their thing. And they're just here to... They're just here to say hi. I'm hearing hi, mom. So clearly this is somebody's child that they have lost. I'm not going to go there, though. He says, we're not going there. We're going towards the bullseye of choosing all of you, because that's my mom's message, too. Whoever that message is for, that's my mom's message, too. Go all in for you. Life is worth living when you begin to play the game and you tune the frequency, when you realign things. All the valleys, all the shadows, and all the darkness, those are not intended to make you stay there. You are not here to live your whole life in that darkness and the heaviness of the shadow. You're here to master it, transmute it, rise above it, bring light into it, and become so... this is the supernova. Whoever's child this is, they're telling mom, for a mom, you're here to be a supernova, superstar. Ghetto superstar, that is what you are, coming from afar. Oh my gosh, I remember that song from when I was young. Okay, so there's a reason he's singing that song. It's ghetto superstar. He says there's like this energy of ghetto, like the underdog, like being in circumstances of life that seem to always keep you down. If it's not one thing, it's something else. It's just like this perpetual motion or repetition of you face one thing, you just get through it, and then you're faced with something else. So align with this where it needs to, because I feel like that's a multitude of people that have had that experience. But he's saying you're superstars, you're supernovas. You think you're in the ghetto. You think that all these things are indicators that there's something wrong with you or that you're struggling because you're doing it wrong. But the truth couldn't be more opposite. These are indicators of the power of your spirit. These are indicators that you're here to transcend it. These are indicators of how freaking proud you should be of yourself, and stop and take a look around and stop allowing other people's judgments of what they think you are based on their own personal life limitations or struggles or lack thereof. Stop allowing somebody who's never experienced what you've experienced to dictate, to assign you what that means for you. Well, we're going into a whole other message there. I feel like I'm hearing we're going to wrap this up, because this is going to be a segue into a multitude of other people's messages in very clear. I'm seeing, so an individual, but I'm seeing these 12, 13. There's a 13th pathway that has always been hidden, and yet it is about to be revealed. There is a 13th pathway. So they're showing me all these pathways, and I get 12 pathways. But there is a 13th pathway that has been hidden and is about to be revealed. Ooh, I want to channel into that next. Let me tell you, that makes me feel very excited. It feels very natural. It feels very natural to align with this hidden path as it's revealed. Whoever that message is for, I feel like that's a whole, yes, okay. That's a whole other message that has great depth for whoever, if you resonate with that, because it feels very powerful and potent. This 13th hidden pathway, you will discover something very profound that is revealed about you and about your life and about where you're going. So I'm just going to drop this off here. The sun, whoever's sun this is, got a nod to the head. He's also showing me on his shoes, there's like a Nike symbol. So forgive me because I'm not really into all that stuff and I don't really follow basketball or any of those sports, but Nike is significant. He's saying a sponsor. So maybe you know somebody who's had Nike as a sponsor. Maybe you just saw something about Nike sponsoring somebody. I don't know what the interconnection is. I'm leaving it with you to align that where it fits in your life. And if it doesn't fit, do not make it fit. Allow it to be settled where it is and discard the rest. Whew. But whoever son this is, he is like knock, knock, knocking on heaven's door. Hey, hey. Oh, and he says, notice that most of you in the body think that my mom thinks she's knocking on heaven's door to connect with me. But the truth is, we're all knocking on your doors because you guys are the reason that heaven exists on earth. You are the heaven and all the heavens and all the hells. Joseph Campbell or Joseph Murphy, I can't remember which. All the heavens and all the hells and all the gods live inside of you. He says, when we are knocking on heaven's door, it is not you knocking on our door in spirit. It is not you knocking on God. Spirit and the divine and the universe are knocking on your door because you are the heaven. You are the heaven on earth. You are the reason that heaven comes into form on earth because it's in you. You are it. Heaven doesn't exist on earth unless you recognize it's you. It's you that feels it. It's you that experiences it. It's you that builds it. It's you that radiates it out of you. When we are knocking on heaven's door, I am knocking on your door, says this person's son. He says, when I knock on my mom's door, I'm knocking on heaven's door. My mom is a piece of heaven walking the earth plane and forgot all about it. She forgot this. He says, you all forgot it. That's what he's saying. Y'all forgot it. Everybody forgot this. You all forgot that you're all a piece of heaven walking the earth plane. You are all divinity incarnated. But he says he wants to bring it to knocking on heaven's door. We are just going to merge and flip the root foundation belief system of realities. He says, you think you're knocking on heaven's door as if it is above you, outside of you, somewhere in the realms where everything is beautiful and perfect and there are angels that are doing harps. We're really going into depth here. And everything is perfect and beautiful. And guess what? Heaven is that. And that exists within you. Many of you are just moving through shadows. You are illuminating shadows within you to discover that you are the very thing that you seek. You are the woman you have been waiting for. You are the man you have been waiting for. You are the heaven that you have yearned to embody or to touch. And yes, so too are you at times the hell that you spurn and wish to turn away from and judge. He says we are all these things. Whoever's son this is, I really like him. I really like your son. Yeah, he's very, very clear. This is, you're the heaven on earth, Mom. You're the heaven on earth. All of you are a piece of heaven on earth, waiting for you to recognize, tune your focus to it. And Venus is coming back in saying, this is why we just committed, or we're asking you to commit, and the grandmothers, are you willing to commit to going all in for you, knowing that you are the heaven on earth that is being embodied, that exists within you, that you can experience in the full core frequency of who you are? To touch your core is to touch the heaven of you. Ooh. To touch the core is to touch the heaven of you. And this is where the supernova explodes. This is where the core frequency of you, your consciousness, has this beautiful, I'm hearing it's like the Big Bang Theory, but for souls, for an individuated soul, he says. Maybe you watch the Big Bang Theory. Again, not my jam. I don't watch that show, but I know it's very popular and a lot of people really love it. And I'm sure there's amazing things in it, but it's kind of like this is the Big Bang Theory for each individual soul. That's what you're going through. That's what you're experiencing. That's what all these hills and valleys were for. It's never to make sure that you're always off balance. It's to ensure that you find the balance. It's never for you to feel like you're punished and living a life of hell on this earth plane. It's to ensure that you embody all your heaven and you bring that shit into form, he says. And yes, he's swearing. You bring that shit into form, Mom. You bring your heaven into form. And you cannot do that if all you focus on is the hell, the shadow, the darkness. That's meant to push you towards creating this heaven on earth, or the new structure, or those new methods, all those things. I really like whoever's son this is. I really like whoever's son this is. He just feels fresh eyes. He feels like a breath of fresh air is what he feels like. He feels like he is your number one supporter. Oh, that's pulling on my heartstrings. Whoever son this is, he's confirming, he's showing me a cup, go back to the great and full. This entire message is for my mom, Erin. Okay. He says, go back to the great and full cup. He's like, I'm giving her the championship cup that says number one mom on it, because that's everything. He says that's everything to him. Whoever's son this is, that is everything to him. You're the number one mom. You were my biggest supporter through thick and through thin. Even when he says he screwed up doing something happened. He says, even though I screwed up, you still pulled up your big girl pants and you just called a spade a spade. You did what needed to be done and you just kept going. Those are the metaphors he's giving, so take it as it resonates. But he's very, very clear. That number one cup, that number one mom needs to be filled and fueled. And he's like, yeah, you can go ahead and cry over that. You can feel the emotions come through. You can allow them to roll through you. Allow them to replenish you, to nourish you, because that's what they're doing. It is not a bad thing to feel. It's allowing the purging and the purification from the internal landscape of you so that you truly get to see your piece of heaven on earth. And the more you do this, the clearer I become. The clearer the signs, everywhere signs. The clearer the signs will become. Because every single one of you are a heaven unto itself, walking on the earth plane. You are heaven in a form that has not been revealed, that has not been perceived yet. Each and every one of you carry this within you. Yes, it is true. He says, go back. This is not to say that a hell does not exist. We utilize hell in order to understand what heaven is. And in order to understand what heaven is, so too must you know what hell is. That duality is not intended for you to stay in one place or the other. It's intended for you to understand the complexities, the nuances, and the multidimensional aspects, and how we utilize this duality of dark and light to move into the oneness. That is the sole goal and purpose for whoever this message is resonating for. I also have a T name, the initial T. And I also have another masculine energy. So this could be a deceased masculine with a T name on there. I'm not really sure. So either this is your initial as a confirmation for you, or this is your deceased loved one who's a masculine, a father with a T name. Either or, both ands. Take it how it resonates for you. If this message is yours, you're going to know it. If you can't figure out what it is, it's not your message. Leave it over there and just have gratitude that other people's messages are coming through to teach and to provide more wisdom and clarity for all souls, even if that's not a direct indicator for you. Interesting that that's coming out like that, but okay. So they're making me feel like you are the heaven and you are the hell. Which one you choose to focus on, which one you choose to build, which one you choose to give momentum to is entirely up to you. The entire universe is rising up to greet you in your divine destiny of the embodiment of heaven on earth. I got somebody's mother here in spirit as well. The entire universe, all of divinity is rising up to greet you as you choose all of you to go all in for you. Because the moment you're all in for you, the divine is right there, ready to go on the sacred fool's journey. It's, you know, the divine is always all in for us. Spirit is always all in for us. The universe, the cosmos, whether you call it God, source, spirit, creator, whatever that higher power is for you, they're always 100% in for us. It's usually us who's not 100% in for ourselves because of our life experiences, because of conditioning that we have experienced. This goes back, coming full circle into the very beginning of the message with somebody's grandmother, who we just touched on multiple family lineages and multiple experiences. For the YouTube viewers, for Channel Your Light, this beautiful community here, thank you all for being here. The grandmother says, are you ready to go all in for you? Because when you're all in for you, you suddenly become highly acutely aware that the entire universe is orchestrating and has always been all in for you. And in your darkest moments, where you felt like you were crawling on the floors of hell itself, whoa, this is for somebody with a dark journey, you, whoever this message is for, that point where you felt like you were crawling through on the dirt floor of hell. It's like, this is the imagery I'm getting. Make no mistake. You were so surrounded in your darkest moments. Wow. Wow, that's going really, really deep into somebody's very, very specific journey. And they're saying it's important that this is illuminated, because whoever that message is for, very few people can fathom, understand, have compassion, or see you entirely, because they do not know what it's like to crawl on the floors of hell for an extended amount of time. Or I'm seeing somebody put a boot on top of you. Every time you just got up onto your knees and you were just about to rise out, somebody came along behind you and put a boot, and you're right back down there. Whoever this message is for, there is a reason that you have never been fully received or seen by people. It is because they have not walked that path, and they can't even fathom what is required for that path. They can't even fathom what it might even be like. But make no mistake, you are greatly surrounded. You are divinely shielded and protected. You always have been. You always will be. There is nothing else but that. There is nowhere that you can go in any shadow realm and in any light realm that you will not succeed, transcend, overcome, and illuminate, bringing you to the core, ensuring you are the full embodiment of a heavenly frequency here on earth. Wow. Whoever this message is for, damn. Whoever this message is for, you got a lot of people backing you up. And I feel like you're about to, spades, I'm seeing the Ace of Spades card from playing deck. You're about to see it in spades. You're about to belong. You're about to become. You're about to align with people that align with you and fully see you. You're about to be fully received emotionally, mentally, on your journey, either by another person or in some way, shape, or form. The universe is openly receiving you fully. It is up to you whether or not you will allow the divine, you will allow yourself to be fully received. Yeah, nuh-uh. This concludes this channeled guidance message for somebody on here, both as confirmations and affirmations. And I say somebody, but I know that that is grossly incorrect, because this has been a message that has touched multiple people on multiple journeys. And maybe it's just a facet of your journey. This is for a lot of people. So I'm going to leave it at that, friends. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for being who you are, what you are, why you are, doing the journey that you've done. And thank you for being a piece of heaven here on earth, because when you recognize you're a piece of heaven here on earth, everyone that touches you recognizes that piece of heaven. Angel, angel, you might relate to being an earth angel or just the concept of angels, but know that an angel can see an angel. And a land of heaven embodied by a soul will always see another soul who also is a land that has embodied heaven. You will know each other. You will sense each other. There's such a lightness of frequency and ease and alignment. That's how you know. Feels like home to me. Feels like home to me. Chantel. That's by somebody named Chantel. Feels like home to me. Maybe your name is Chantel. Never know. Anyways, my dear friends, I will leave that with you. What a beautiful message that spanned a lot of different, I'm seeing the net getting stretched. I'm seeing the net of light. It's like, we're just going to stretch here to make sure it pings to this, and then it's going to zing over here. We're just going to draw in all these multiple pieces to create this this beautiful channel of weavings of tapestry of divinity, consciousness, unconsciousness, super consciousness, as above so below, as well as the heavens and the hells, merging it into one, stretching the consciousness in order to, I'm seeing the lines, we're stretching it so much, friends. We're stretching you, gentle challenges, stretching you, gentle blessings, a gentle stretch, so that as soon as it pings back, it's like you get leveled up onto the next layer, next dimension, next timeline. It's because of this stretch, which then this old timeline pings you up off of it onto a new one. I've not seen it like that before, so that's so interesting that they're giving that visual as something to tangibly attune or logically understand what this specific channeled guidance message was, along with messages from your loved ones in spirit and your higher selves and your team of guides. The universe is always here. I'm seeing check marks, like, how do I explain that? It's almost like you put in your order and spirit's like, here you go. Order fulfilled, mission complete, check mark, got that crossed off the list. That's what they're showing me in this particular message that is a stretching. So please, if this resonated with you, if you found a piece of yourself here, a reflection or some type of a healing, an opening or a liberation or a release, please let me know in the comments. I know everybody is going through a lot right now and everybody's at a different place. And I just want to welcome you in here as a safe space and also a space for expansion, because who doesn't want to embody their heaven completely and entirely? That's a very specific message for somebody, because I don't always talk about heaven and hell in this context, but I will just trust that if it's for you, you will let me know, or at least you will know for your own self. And always trust your own intuitive guidance. It is the compass of your life. If you wish to connect with me for a private reading, you can find me at my website, erinchandler.com, or you can take some of our intuitive classes, spell casting, spiritual expansion journey. There is a lot of different things on my website, which you can draw on a pathway to help elevate you and move on to the next level or your highest timeline. So friends, I'm sending you all much love, and I will catch you on the next video or in one of the classes.